Part 1. Implement these speaker success tips before you speak. Here are a number of speaker success tips, tactics, and actionable items you should remember to do and implement before you speak, such as: number 1, prepare and rehearse your speech several times. Draft an outline for it, time it, and be sure you can get through all your points in a designated period of time. With an outline, you're better able to stay on point and not drift off on tangents, which then waste even more time. You might also record your speech before you give it, perhaps on your phone, and then listen to it over and over if that helps you to memorize it. Number 2, practice, and even get feedback from someone near you who can help you fix or adjust, tweak, add, or just drop something from your speech that might not belong or is not needed. Number 3, rehearse and memorize your first and your last lines. They're what people remember the most. If you can come up with a great opening and then closing statements or two, wow, your speech will be a big hit with your audience and easy for you to open and close. Number 4, when drafting your speech and creating your outline, remember that less is more. Less is more. The structure of your talk should go like this. Number 1, your opening statements. Number 2, 3 to 5 main points. Number 3, 3 to 5 stories or case studies that support your main points. Number 4, some audience participation, maybe a Q&A. And number 5, closing statements summarizing what you spoke about, along with any type of motivational statements to the audience to take action on what they just heard. That's it, minus a few tweaks and adjustments to finalize your speech. With a strong opening, mention your first main point, and then tell your story. Transition to the second main point, then give another example, and so forth. Your stories bridge everything together. With a strong opening and motivating close, your speech should be a rocking success. Number 5, keep your talk or your outline and talking points short and concise. Ask yourself, does my audience really need to know this? If you can reference something in more detail on your website or in a handout that you can give to your audience, then keep your spoken word crisp, clean, short, and to the point to address the ever-shrinking attention span of your listeners. Number 6, create these checklists that will help you. Number 1, remember what to bring to the speaking event. Number 2, what to do at the speaking event. And number 3, what to remember to do or take home with you after the speaking event is over. Checklists help us stay organized amidst all the chaos, fun, and excitement going on with your speaking gig. Let's see. I'm leaving, let's see, all right, I need this, make sure I have this, I got that, check. Where's my extension cord? Where's my phone? You don't want to forget anything. So make checklists. Number 7, prepare any handouts, flyers, order forms, etc. days before the event and not the night before the event. It takes time to create them, proof them, get copies at your local copy store maybe. Don't waste precious time the day before designing forms and making copies when you could be reviewing your speech and relaxing. Number 8, order books and any other inventory that you'd like to sell at the event weeks ahead of your speech so you have inventory in hand to bring and sell. Don't give a speech and not bring product to sell at the back of the room. What a wasted opportunity. If you don't sell anything, at least you were prepared. But what's more, if you don't have product in hand, at least have an order form that shows all your products, prices, website, how to order. Number 9, test and charge your PayPal or Stripe credit card readers for your phone, and make sure you know how to charge a credit card. Don't be breaking out the manual or reading help files on your phone while people are waiting to buy your book with their credit card in hand. Also, if you don't have a credit card reader, order this now so you have it for your next speaking gig. People will buy what you have to sell with credit cards. Be ready. If you have a PayPal account, contact PayPal and order their PayPal credit card reader, especially the one that you slide the credit card into the device. That way you can take credit card payments on the fly, spontaneity, just right there when people are, hey, do you take credit card? Yes, I do. Go ahead, give me your credit card. Okay, all right, do you see this price? Okay, do you agree? Yes, $30? Okay, great. Just sign right here on my phone, because that's the app, PayPal here, and then bam, you could rake in, who knows, $20, $200, $2,000 at your speaking gig with just these kinds of sales. Be prepared and test your credit card charger and your reader before you go. Test your website. Make sure it's up and running properly. If you tell people to go to it, let's say like you mention it during your speech, make sure it's working properly along with the shopping cart and opt-in forms so you can make use of them and they not run into 404 page not found or other errors. So before you go to your speaking gig, make sure your website's functioning in your shopping cart too. That also goes for links to all your social media. Many websites today have links to their YouTube channel, Instagram, Facebook, etc., Twitter. Make sure those links are working. I was actually on someone's page, which is actually a link tree where they have all their links available. Podcast, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. And their podcast link was not working. So check that stuff. I kind of call it like a website audit. Make sure everything's working. Number 11, pack your stuff and place it in the car the night before or on a table to quickly grab it on your way out the door for your speech. You've got time the night before to do this kind of prep. Take advantage of it. Get as much prepared the night before and just put that stuff in your car. Put it in the trunk, put it in the back seat. Get everything ready. Get things prepared. Number 12, have a number of different outfits, dry cleaned, and available to pick and choose. Different audiences require or allow for different wardrobe appearances. Plus, you might try something on the day of the speech and not like it. So, no problem. You've got a couple extra outfits ready to go. And you might actually keep this stuff in the car, which, is a good idea as well. Just have a change of outfits just in case something happens. You go out to breakfast first or you go to lunch before your speech and something happens and you spill all over it. Yikes. Okay, no problem. I'll just go to the car and get my change of clothes. I always bring a backup set, People are going to think that's really smart. Okay, hey, let's go. Number 13, research who your audience is, the company you're speaking for, problems your audience faces, or some recent statistics to personalize your opening speech, such as, I noticed on your website y'all had an article about X topic, and it was kind of recent. You guys had this kind of problem and you fixed it. That kind of ties into why I'm here. And let me begin with that. All right. So in your article, you mentioned these points. That's exactly what I'm going to be covering and going into detail right now. Let's begin. Number 14, get specific directions to the location where you'll speak. If you're driving to the event, have an alternate route just in case for traffic delays. If traffic is usually high at certain times, leave an hour earlier. It's better to sit in your car in the parking lot at the event location than in your car on some freeway that might be backed up for hours due to an unforeseen accident. I remember traveling between LA and Las Vegas just on a regular day, not like Friday night or coming home Sunday night or Monday after a 3-day weekend, but during the week. And sure enough, on the other side, thank goodness, a truck had just turned over, or something, causing traffic to be delayed and slowed down to like 10-mile-an-hour crawl for about 10, 15 miles. Now, something like that, again, you don't know what's going to happen, but it's good to check our phones and make sure we're looking at the traffic. Okay, hey, no red, right? No red on the traffic roads you're going on. But just know where you're going and have different routes to take just in case there's a problem. This is if you're driving to your event. 15, become a good storyteller. How do you become a good storyteller? By experiencing life, remembering those highlights, listening to others tell stories, and then be able to retell those events and experiences in ways that leave people smiling, laughing, or crying, whatever reaction you're going for, or just whatever naturally comes out. And the more stories you tell and the more you practice, you're just going to become a natural storyteller. Number 16, don't overload your slides. If you plan on using them in your speech, don't overload them. And I'm talking about, check this out, keep each slide to no more than one paragraph of 3 to 5 sentences. When using lists, keep them to 7 bullets, bullet points or less. Go over your slides several times too. Become one with your own presentation. Use large fonts and as few words as possible so people in the back can see your slides clearly. I remember a couple of clients, they would show me their slides just like, hey Bart, what do you think about these slides? And I would look at them and I know that they were authors, they wrote a book or something like that. Boy, you would have thought they wrote another book in these slides. There was so much text and paragraphs, and they might think that they were going to read it. So, I don't have to worry about my audience really paying attention to the slide. But on the contrary, why do you have a slide then? Just say what you're going to say. If you're going to have slides, keep the slides simple and to the point. As few bullets as possible, as few sentences as possible, large fonts, and as few words as possible. Just so that somebody can just glance at that slide and take what information you want to give them, and they can make a quick note real quick. It's kind of like the slides are notes for you on what to say at length. So the slides have a few words or a few bullets, and then you just kind of elaborate on what they are through your speech.